All right, so today we're just looking at a C standard letter, an example for our assignment. So this is a day in the life of the Carl, set in November the 7th, 896. I'm Freitas. I am 14 years old and I live with my younger brother and my parents. I live in Narora, which is a small village in Sweden. My house is called a longhouse, and most Vikings live in one. My house is made of wooden logs and stone. Woven sticks are covered in mud to keep the wind and rain out. We sleep on 2 benches. In a stall, there are animals that we have. We have pigs, sheep, and cows. They smell bad, but you get used to it. In the middle of the house, there is a fire to keep us warm. We use animal skins for clothes and to cover us when we sleep. Most of the time, we use cow skins and sheep skins to make coverage for when we sleep. This morning, I woke up at 5:57 to help my mum with her work. My mum and I did things like weaving, chopping wood, spinning wool, and cooking. Mum does all the work around the house, and Dad does the outside work. This morning, my mum and I cooked dugmal, which is a meal Vikings eat during the day. Today, Mum and I cooked fish for our dugmal. My father went and woke up my brothers so he could help him with his work. So it needed to be proofread there. It should say they could help him with his work. My brother got up and had his dugmal, then went out to help Dad. My dad is a sheep farmer, but most of the time sheep die from either starving or being too cold. Lately, there hasn't been much land for farmers like Dad because there aren't too many mountains and fjords. My brother and I finished helping with the work. We went outside to play a game. My brother and I like to play games like Tug of War, King's Cable, and just run around the longhouse. I won the game, and we went inside to eat out. It's meant to say ow. Nutmal. Nutmal is a meal we eat at night. My brother and I usually eat our nutmal before bed. Tonight we are having sheep and cow for nutmal. Okay, so questions in a second. They've covered a lot of the detail. Okay, in terms of the descriptive writing, they have basically just told us everything. Okay, they haven't made it engaging. They haven't looked to really write from that person's position. They're just writing basically what they can see. It's not as detailed as the A example we're going to have a look at in a second. Did you have a question that relates to this?
Oh yeah, you kind of said tug of war.
Oh, okay, so I just misspoke. Yeah. But you can read it. It says tug of war. Apologies for that, Fahari. Sorry? How did they know the time? Like what year it was?
By the stars.
Yes, okay, so think details like I woke up at 5:57 are definitely inaccurate. What kind of things would they use to judge how they woke up? Dion?
I don't know if this would have been around back then, but like there's these stone table things and then there's like a little...
A sundial?
Yeah.
Maybe, depends when they get up. Damon?
The sun? Question mark?
Yep. So they may have got up before sunrise, after sunrise. We know that. What were the Viking days like?
Well, in the summers they were long.
Yep.
Like 22 hours of sunlight, and in the winters they were short, like dark at 3 o'clock.
Yep. Absolutely. So these are the kind of details you're going to show and demonstrate empathy. Okay, your ability to empathize and include all those relative terms, concepts, all that detail in there. Okay, so capital factual inaccuracies, the 557.
They definitely didn't discover November.
They didn't, but they did have concepts like days of the week. Okay, so this is where we get Thursday from, Thursday. Okay.
Like, what other days were there? Was there like Loki's day?
No, Odin, Thor's dad, is Wednesday. Odin's day, Wednesday.
Sounds nothing alike.
It's developed over time and it's changed through several languages. So we have covered this in English, I think, how things change. All right. Vikings, yeah, we'll have a look at another one. One more question. How would they know how old they are? Okay. I think a lot of places back then celebrated their birthdays all at the one time, and they grew a year older when they knew the seasons changed. Okay, so obviously the seasons and the weather played a big part in how they told time and how they knew dates were changing and that kind of stuff.
I low-key wanted to be called Thorstein.
Okay, I don't get that. That's okay. Now, we're going to have a look at an A example. Have we got any other questions? David?
Well, did they know so they did like, they knew the duration of the year, did they? Did they know like when the year finished, or did they just know when it's summer season and winter season?
Well, they would probably choose one of those to be like the passing of the year. They would know that there's roughly 4 seasons.
They probably knew like once every season has done a full rotation. That's the next year.
Yeah, exactly. So they would know that time is passing and that there's a sequence of events that autumn follows summer, which is followed by winter, and then back to spring, and they would have different things happening that they would see. The leaves on the trees, the snow on the ground, the longer days for summer, all that thing. So you can tell me November the 7th, that's fine, but you might want to put in details like if you do that, you're obviously going to need to think about if it's November, if it's going to be summer here in the Southern Hemisphere during November, what's it going to be? It's going to be winter, and the days are going to be short for November. Okay, so you're going to need to think about that kind of stuff. Is that a question about this?
Yeah, sort of. Like, how did they teach their children about sex education?
Well, mate, they were all in the one house.
Oh!
Sorry, say that again, Damon.
Is it spring here in November? Because summer is January, February,
January.
December.
Yeah, it would be the tail end of spring. You're right, but either way, the days don't just naturally get longer; they build up. So you would know that the days are getting longer. All right, let's have a look at an A example. Let's have a look at a day example.